To week 7. Uh, this is going to be an exciting week for you. We are getting started on the research paper, and I don't know, this sounds like the nerdiest English teacher on the planet, but the research paper is my favorite component of the whole quarter. You guys amaze me every quarter. I read research papers. Let's face it, I read 100 research papers per quarter, every quarter. And let me tell you, this is when I really find out what brainiacs you guys all are and how wide and varied your interests are and just what an impression on the world you're going to make, because I see this happening when you engage with the college level research paper. Okay, so as you can see, typically right here is where this launch that I'm creating right now is going to go in this little slot right here that I'm pointing at. So really this whole week we are moving we're going to be putting all of our skill sets to use when it comes to putting the research paper together. But moving on from summaries and responses and definition papers to a more comprehensive look and a more scholarly look. So this will be your I call this component is where your black tie writing really gets to shine. And by black tie, I mean, we know how to wear a tuxedo or a sparkly dress. We know how to dress up. It doesn't mean we are that dressy person all the time. Most of the time, we're in, I don't know, shorts and a t-shirt and a hat on backwards and whatever, our regular daily life, our rainbow sandals, whatever it is you wear that's comfortable, that's you in your daily life. You're still you when you wear a tuxedo. You're just presenting yourself in a more sophisticated way. That's what I want you to think of. The research paper is your black tie event. All right. And it's really fun to know that you can make yourself dress up and be showy and, be taken seriously in a sophisticated way. And you know how to go to a backyard barbecue and just let your hair down and have a good time. So, we need to be able to, as scholars, kind of be okay in whatever intellectual environment we find ourselves. All right, so first thing I want you to do, you're going to read chapter 17. It's only, I can't do the math, 13 pages? And if you know this textbook, they're not that long. They have a lot of pictures. I feel like I'm doing this sales pitch on how to get you to read the textbook. No, I'm not going to have a quiz on it, so half of you just mentally went, nope, I'm not reading it then. Well, please read it. I might not give you a quiz on it this week, but I'm going to reintroduce this chapter periodically because it keeps reminding us of what is an academic argument. How is it different than, say, just a regular paper in college, or even a report? How is it different from that either? All right. So there are several things that you need to do in order to get prepared. I have you watch this little video so that you realize that even the very act of finding a topic is analytical. So I think you'll agree with me when you watch this short little video that, oh yeah, I know that stage. If you don't know the stages of research, and then you will certainly be refreshed. One of my brainstorming devices or ways I help you come to a decision on a topic is something that I've created used to be called 3 Trailheads. Now it's called 3 Trailheads plus a fork. And it's just a way for you to kind of find your, avenues to go down to find your research paper topic. I mean, this week is spent kind of like, what is the research paper? How do I brainstorm to find a topic that's really got a research question in it? And how can I commit to it? So really that's what week 7 is about. The grid is going to help you. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. I'm so excited about this component. So the 3 Trailheads plus a fork is a discussion. And I want you guys to be able to comment. Let's click it and see what we're doing. Oh, I always worried that I'm never coming back because it takes Canvas so long to do this. All right, so here you are, 3 Trailheads plus a fork. So let me just, I can't remember. Oh, I do. Everything here has screencast instructions, so I don't want to go over it in my overview. So anytime you have instructions, from here on out, actually my whole course, I've had screencast instructions that accompany the written instructions. And I think that's supposed to take the place of me being in class going over the instructions with you. So the first thing is the 3 trailheads. That has its own instructions, tells you how to complete it. You'll love it. It's a really amazing way to dial in. How do I find a topic that is something I can stay committed to for the rest of this quarter? That's a long time. All right, the second activity that's later in the week is called the grid. All right, and here I have a screencast and document showing, I give you sample students, grids, what did it look like, another video, couple of videos, how do you brainstorm and narrow your topic, how do you develop a research question? And that's a really important part of finalizing kind of how do I know what I'm going to write on. You've got to be able to develop a research question that's not answerable with yes or no. Notice that while it's a homework, I'm asking you to respond to each other. I like you guys to always see, as much as possible, see each other's work. That's how we develop a community of scholars. And how, to be honest, how we know how we're doing is sort of, how's everybody else doing? Okay, here at the end of the week, or let's say the latter part of the week, I actually introduced the instructions. Up here, I'm mainly getting you to think about, God, what do I want to write about? Right? So how do I find a topic? How do I find a legitimate topic? So once you've got that, or you're on your way to that, I have you read the instructions to, my instructions to, our college level research paper. So I also have a screencast of the instructions. I walk you through them and explain them in greater detail as I would in the class. Then I also have a quiz on the research paper instructions themselves. So because I find that students would come back later and go, how many sources? Da, 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 da. And it's like, hey, did you read the instructions? So also, how is this going to be graded? How do you think this, how is this research paper graded? So I go through a screencast about the rubric for the research paper. All right, so really, again, let me just rehash, or not rehash, but rehash it. Week 7 is all about getting ready for the research paper. So you've got basically 2 pretty committed discussions and a quiz and a lot of reading, all right? So that's what you've got for this week. I think all of it's really doable, and I think it'll be a nice change from the writing of the definition paper and moving into an area that is more hands-off for me. If you're going, gosh, it's felt hands-off the whole time, Professor PK, because we've never seen you. Well, if this has been a hands-off course, let me tell you, it's impressive. All the grading I'm doing, it sure doesn't feel like a hands-off class. So you guys are doing an amazing job. Have fun with week 7. You can hear my dog chiming in. And you guys are going to do great. I'm excited for you. So have a